So, how to improve on keyboard and mouse. Now, the number one thing you want to focus on when you're trying to improve on keyboard and mouse is just mainly just practice. So I was once a controller player and I converted over to keyboard and mouse, and I sucked in the beginning, guys. It's going to happen to all of us whenever you change over, you're just starting. You just got to push through that. You got to practice, do a bunch of creative like I've been doing, and you'll eventually get there. But if you've been practicing for a long time now and you're still not seeing any improvement, then you probably want to find the right keybinds for you. Now here are my keybinds. So this is my sensitivity for my mouse. You can guys pause this and copy this if you guys are having trouble and you just need some settings to go off of. And then these are my keyboard and mouse settings. These are my binds. Go ahead and pause it and put anything here. Yeah, so on my walls for editing, I have scroll wheel mouse reset. I don't know if it still works. I just put it down and kept it because one time I saw it wasn't working. But basically what you want to do is you want to have your edit button, and then if you have a scroll wheel, you want to put the scroll wheel to whatever it is on that as the second one. And then reset, you want to put the scroll wheel as the first edit binding. And then you can set a different reset button like I have for if you just don't want to use it. The rest of this stuff isn't really important, but if you guys are just wondering. Okay. And now the DPI that I have set on my mouse is 850. So probably what you're gonna want is around, depends on like how big your mouse pad is. So you want to probably be able to do 2.5 full circles if you take your mouse and drag it all the way to from one side to the other. If you can make 2.5 circles going around, looking around, that's probably a good setting for your mouse. If you can't, and your mouse pad's not big enough, you might want to change your settings up a little bit, and that might help. And also another tip is whenever you're doing your keybinds, when you need to find something that works best for you. So if you see how good I am and you want to copy exactly the keybinds, that's okay. But if they don't work the best for you, it's okay, because not everything is the same for everyone, and you need to find the right keybinds for you. But a good little tip to go off of is you don't want to put too many keys on one finger. So like you should limit it to like 1 or 2 keys to one finger so that you're not working extra hard to try and press your keys, and it's a little bit easier. And yeah, the last thing is going to be the same as the first thing. You just got to practice. You need to practice a lot. Like I would start off with practicing your aim if you're new to it and you're trying to get better. What I started off was my aim. So you can use a bunch of aim maps for that. And all these maps that you see me playing, I'm going to have the map code to them in the description if you guys want to check that out. And then after you practice your aim and get that down, you're going to want to do your builds. Best map that I would suggest for that would probably be Jivan's Practice Map. That's probably the best one for me. Might not be for you guys, but I'd try it out if you're looking for a good free build map. It's really good, but you want to practice down getting the 90s down, getting good editing, like boxing up, placing ramps, where you place cones. I'm not like the best player to ever be. I still have a lot of room for improvement, but I can already tell from when I started, there's like a lot of things that I've practiced and done right, and one of those is just practicing all the time. I know it can get boring, especially in creative, but guys, if you try and jump on playing tournaments and stuff too early, it will not end well. You just gotta practice and you gotta trust it. And if you're having trouble finishing fights and real matches and winning, I'll have another video coming out soon about that, on how to improve on that. So make sure you like and subscribe so you guys can stay tuned for that one, because I will be going into more depths of how to win fights and do better. But yeah, if you're new to keyboard and mouse, you just gotta find the right settings for you, and you just gotta practice a whole bunch, and that'll get you way better at the game. And also, if you're kind of looking for something that's fun that you can kind of practice your aim, something I did, which I don't know if everybody has, Save the World, but I have it. And when I first started, I played a lot of Save the World, and I feel like a lot of my aim from there carried over to BR, Battle Royale, and helped a lot, because if you're in Save the World and you do decide to try this out, what you want to do is, on the husks, you want to aim for the headshots or fiends. I don't know what they're called. There's so many different names for them. The Save the World thing. These are the husks. You want to aim for headshots if you do this, and they're a little bit slower, so it will get you better, a lot of practice with aiming for headshots and getting down the aim instead of doing maps, if you guys are looking for an alternative to that. But yeah, so the big takeaways from this, like I've said multiple times, I'm going to try not to be annoying, but you just got to practice all the time. If you're trying to get better, you just got to practice, and creative. Your aim builds everything. You got to find the right settings for you. That's very, very important. I mean, this even carries over to controller, sort of. You got to find the right settings for you on controller too, because if you don't have the right settings, then, you're not really going to be able to play very well, because your fingers are trying to go across the controller and hit the right buttons, and it just wouldn't work out easy. So on keyboard and mouse, same thing. And guys, I know it's going to be tough at first, but you'll get that mind-muscle connection down very quickly. It will become like second nature to you. And it will really help a lot with practicing. I cannot tell you how much. And one thing I do recommend, which if you're looking to transition over to keyboard and mouse, is, for a mouse, I would recommend one that has thumb buttons, so that can be easier. I use them for my wall and ramp, but you can bind so many things to those. I use a Razer mouse with some thumb buttons, and then I'd suggest probably getting like a medium-sized mouse pad. You don't want too big of a mouse pad, because then you don't know how much space you have on your desk. You need one that fits perfectly, and then you need to find the right size keyboard for you, because if you have too big of a keyboard, obviously, you're not going to be able to hit the keys very well or play very good. But if you have perfect size keyboard, you're going to be able to play really well. But then if you have too small of a keyboard, you're not going to be able to hit the keys, because your fingers are going to be too big, and you're just going to try and be crammed into one tiny keyboard. So you guys just got to find the right stuff that works for you. And then once you get that down, just practice. And yeah, that's all I have. Well, that's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next one.